Okay, guys, next up, we're learning the relaxed shrug. We're learning how to shrug our shoulders and shortening our neck. The longer your neck is in a fight, the more chance you have of getting knocked out. The jaw, the chin, is the longest lever on your face. If somebody hits you on the chin, it's going to whip your head back and forth. If your head gets whipped back and forth, that's going to move your brain. It's going to jostle your brain inside your skull. Your brain is slamming on one side of the skull and then the other. If it slams back and forth at too high of a velocity, it's going to be lights out. We want to make sure that we don't use leverage against our own head. We want to shrink and shorten that lever. If our opponent hits us, that lever is so short, the head will not whiplash back and forth at a high speed. The longer your neck is, the more velocity your head will move back and forth with when you get hit. Okay? We got to shorten that lever. We don't want them landing their punches and having leverage against our brain. When we're fighting, we have a relaxed shrug. Look at how I shrug my shoulders. If you see the Thais fight, they rarely ever get knocked out. Why? They understand the relaxed shrug. Most fighters, when they try to shrug, they shrug in a very stiff fashion. If you shrug in a stiff fashion, when you punch, you'll see it shortens my reach. Okay? You'll see it when I relax my shoulders, I now have that reach of my shoulder. Okay? We don't want to lose that reach, but we also want to have that protection of shrugging our shoulders. Okay? So we compromise with a relaxed shrug. What's a relaxed shrug? Well, I'll show you what it's not. Okay? Bringing your shoulders up really high towards your ears and fighting like this, being very stiff, is really an impossible way to box successfully. Okay? We need to have our shoulders shrugged, but relaxed. Okay, so I want to be able to move my shoulders up and down. I don't want them shrugged so high that they limit my range of motion, and I don't want them so low that they expose my neck. They expose that leverage to my jaw. Okay, watch how I shrug my shoulders about halfway, and from here they're going up and down. They're relaxed. Okay, this is how the Thais do it, and if you see, the Thais are incredibly successful at not getting hurt in a fight. Okay, but I have a relaxed shrug. We talked about having rhythm in our legs. We talked about having rhythm in our upper body. Our head is always a moving target. We have rhythm in our upper body and our head. We talked about having rhythm in our arms. And now we're talking about having rhythm in our shoulders. Okay? When we're boxing, we're always used to shrugging our shoulders, but in a relaxed fashion. Okay? So just doing a simple drill like this, shrugging your shoulders up and down, that'll develop that instinct that when you get hit, you shrug your shoulders. Okay? You're fighting, your shoulders are not super shrugged. But when a punch comes, I shrug those shoulders and I shorten my neck. This is greatly going to help me learn how to absorb a blow. So we're just shrugging our shoulders up and down like this. We're learning to relax our shoulders and shrug back and forth just like this. Just do this for a few minutes until you learn how to disconnect your shoulders and just kind of pump them up towards your head. Okay, this is a very important skill. Okay, so when you see boxers box or warming up, you see they're shrugging their shoulders, they're bouncing up and down. We disconnect our shoulders gently towards our ears. We mobilize them towards our ears. We're constantly in a shrug position, but they're a relaxed shrug. Okay, I don't want none of this in the fight. I don't want you guys fighting like this. This is really, really bad. You're shortening your reach. You're making yourself an easy target. We're shrugging our shoulders. We're learning to shrug our shoulders at the right moment. When we brace ourselves for a punch, we have that mobility in our shoulders to shrug and protect ourselves. Okay, that is the relaxed shrug. Let's give it a try.